Next on Good Morning El Paso, friends and relatives honor the victims of the attack on a church in South Carolina. Meanwhile, churches across the country hold vigils in solidarity with Emmanuel AME.
And in Las Cruces, the debate on what to do with the land near A Mountain and what was finally agreed on.
And also happening today, a borderline tradition returns to McElligin Canyon. We have a preview of Viva El Paso.
Where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso.
Well, parts of the borderline have been getting quite a lightning show overnight.
But will it continue, and could we see another day of triple-digit heat? Because that shot right there is pretty gorgeous.
It is beautiful. Nice clouds. Good morning to you, El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm Hillary Floren. Good morning, everyone. Right now it is 6:01, and Crystal is standing by with an explanation on all the weather and to see if we'll hit another triple-digit day today.
Yeah, not looking forward to that, Crystal.
Yeah, we're still talking very hot conditions. Yesterday was officially the first triple-digit day in El Paso. Now we're flipping on over to clouds and radar. This morning we've got the clouds. We did have the rain, but it has since broken apart and weakened. All we've got left is a real small spot area of rain, it looks like, in El Paso County. Otherwise, activity is farther off to our east, over near Carlsbad, dropping down through Roswell, Carlsbad, going to be moving into parts of Culberson County here. So Van Horn, you may get a little rain later on this morning. Everywhere else, though, starting to see the more clearing conditions, similar to what we saw yesterday morning as we tracked along into those hours of your AM. 77 degrees our temperature right now in El Paso. Still clouds lingering as a result of that moisture moving through. Winds at 10 miles per hour. In Las Cruces right now, 74 degrees, a 52% relative humidity, so the moisture is up again. That means another humid afternoon with temperatures close to 100, but it doesn't look like quite there today. Don't worry, triple digits will be back soon. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Crystal, thank you. New this morning, a woman is forced out of her home in Las Cruces after firefighters say combustibles were left too close to a heater and sparked a fire. This happened around 8 o'clock last night on the 1700 block of Betty Circle. Fire crews say the woman tried to put out the fire herself with a garden hose. She and her pets were able to escape, but the home was damaged, and that damage is estimated at $50,000. No injuries, though, were reported.
The man suspected of killing those 9 people at a church in Charleston appears in court Friday afternoon. This afternoon, the killings have had a huge impact, not just in South Carolina, of course, but across the country. Ryan Nobles has the very latest.
The man police say opened fire at an African-American church in Charleston, South Carolina, is now in custody. Police say they caught 21-year-old Dylan Roof at a traffic stop in Shelby, North Carolina, after receiving a tip from a resident. Roof waived extradition and is back in South Carolina. Police say Roof went to the Emmanuel AME Church Wednesday evening. Someone posted this video from a Bible study. You can see Roof in the corner of the screen. Police say after spending about an hour at the Bible study, Roof opened fire, killing 9 people.
Diabolical intent in that somebody would go into a Bible study, listen for an hour, and then decide to shoot everybody in there. So, I mean, I think it's horrific.
President Obama spoke on the tragedy Thursday, touching on gun control.
We don't have all the facts, but we do know that, once again, innocent people were killed in part because someone who wanted to inflict harm had no trouble getting their hands on a gun.
The Department of Justice has opened a hate crime investigation into the shooting. And we're learning about those lives lost. Among them, the church's pastor, the Reverend Clementa Pickney, who was also a state senator. The other victims ranged in age from 26 to 87 and were respected members of the community, a dedicated librarian, a speech therapist, another reverend at the church, and a retiree. Prayer vigils were held across the country from Charleston to Capitol Hill as law enforcement and many heartbroken people across the nation search for answers. In Charleston, I'm Ryan Nobles reporting.
The U.S. Marshals Service has added escaped killers David Sweat and Richard Matt to its 15 most wanted fugitives list. The pair broke out of a New York State maximum security prison nearly 2 weeks ago. The Marshal Service Director says the 15 most wanted list is reserved for the worst of the worst. David Sweat was serving a life sentence for the 2002 murder of a sheriff's deputy. Richard Matt was convicted of beating, murdering, and then dismembering a man in 1997. In Las Cruces, a 3-year battle over what to do with the piece of land near a mountain has come to an end. The property is at the southwest intersection of Sonoma Ranch Boulevard and Dripping Springs Road. The extraterritorial zoning authority voted 4-1 to restrict the property to industrial use only. The property owner wanted to zone the parcel for commercial use, but residents didn't want that. The Tortugas Pueblo also had some concerns. They hold a spiritual pilgrimage up the mountain every year. Under the agreement, only sand and mining operations will be allowed on the property.
Well, new information on the El Paso Children's Hospital bankruptcy. Children's has asked the judge to approve a payment of $180,000 a month to Alix Partners, the turnaround company that employs Mark Herbers. This payment is for 2 full-time employees, a part-timer, and services. And drivers in the Upper Valley, listen up, this is important. Parts of the roundabout at Country Club Road, Country Club Place, and Memory Lane will close to traffic today. It'll be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The closure is to allow repairs for the roundabout caused by a driver in those narrow lanes. Northbound and southbound traffic on Country Club Place and Memory Lane will be affected. Eastbound and westbound traffic, however, will not.
An El Paso tradition returns to the borderland. Tonight, you can catch the very first performance of Viva El Paso after the production went on a year-long hiatus. Good morning, El Paso's Denise Olivas is live now with a preview. Denise.
Good morning, Stephanie, and you can add yet another thing to do on your summer list for this summer. Viva El Paso, which first started in 1978, chronicles 400 years of El Paso's history and culture with singing and dancing. Viva El Paso returns to the scenic backdrop of McCalligan Canyon. The cast spent this past week rehearsing for tonight's season premiere. The production stepped off the stage last year after the El Paso Association for the Performing Arts had trouble with its bookkeeping. Now, the El Paso Community Foundation has brought it back with the help of UTEP's Theater and Dance Department. Vanessa Kaiser, who plays the role of Abuela or grandmother, has been waiting a long time to set foot on that stage.
Oh my God, it's amazing. I'm so excited. When I was little, I sat in the audience. I sat over there, and I was so excited to see the dancers, and I thought, that's what I want to be. I want to be a dancer. That didn't work out. I became an actor instead. But when they were holding auditions for it, and they said they were looking for actors, I thought, wow, what a great opportunity to work on this stage and this venue with such a historical piece that has been running for so long.
The Community Foundation says the year-long hiatus was a good thing for Viva El Paso, because this year you can expect a revamped show, but still with some of your favorite performances. Viva El Paso runs tonight through August 8th. For ticket information and showtimes, you can log on to KVIA.com. Not to mention, just like Vanessa, I think at one time I sat there and kind of wanted to be one of those dancers, but you know, didn't quite work out for me.
It's not too late, Denise. It's not too late.
It might not be. Maybe they might take me in for a performance or two.
I bet they would. I bet they would.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Denise.
Let's take a live look at traffic this morning. This is I-10 and Reynolds. Things are looking nice this morning if you're getting ready to head out early. No problems to tell you about from I-10 and Horizon either.
And keep it here for more to come on Good Morning El Paso.
An old tradition, another one is returning to the borderland. Runners will finally be able to race between Juarez and El Paso.
And later on, the return of deep fryers to schools here in Texas.
And let's talk about the weather. Of course, we want to know if it'll be breaking triple digits again today. Yesterday was 102.
Yeah, that was our official high yesterday. Will we make it again today, or how about this weekend for Father's Day? I'm going to take a look at that temperature trend map coming up after your break.
Thanks, Crystal. This is ABC 7, where news comes first.
Shark gets more